in the saddle. He was being regarded as one man who stepped up to the plate and did his best, and no one felt the absence of the president. That in itself is something that one needs to applaud the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, for.
And some of the things that people were quick to remind us of was the performance of the Naira against the dollar when he took the saddle at that point in time. So there he is, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria, arriving, alighting from his convoy, received by the SGF, who is the chief organizer of this event. So he's going now to take his seat. But we all know after his convoy clears, will be the president.
Excellent. But this will not come, this will not go rather, without the Vice President getting his own taste of the military salute.
Yeah.
Please take your seat.
Asseyez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
The national anthem we listened to a while ago
will be when the president arrives. So that will.
Indeed.
So there you go. That appears to be the convoy of the president on the way. There you go. It's in our line of sight again, as we did see that of the president, the vice president. So in a matter of minutes or seconds, you just see it just come through where the cameras. Well, we have sighted him here, but pretty soon he will be in shot. And then the event.
So we could hear the siren blowing and
ushering him in. And one of the things that marks the president's arrival is that you begin to see activity in the state box. All of the VIPs, at least the significant members of the VIP, will come out, will file out to welcome him to that state box for the very last time. You can see that happening already. Filing out. The vice president will be there. The Senate president will be there. The speaker, all of them standing out there. You can see the NSA as well. And top government functionary, all of them going to stand in line in order of their hierarchy to welcome him to the square for the last time as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Absolutely. Wow. The kind of courtesy and protocol you see for only one man, even when he's traveling out of the country, to see people queue and line up in that order and usher him out of the country. And when he arrives too, top government officials also do the same. And this is the moment Nigeria has been waiting for. The world is, eyes of the world is on Nigeria, and the moment is almost here.
So there
when this man arrives, trembling.
Absolutely. Indeed, you can already see the bagpipes. The bagpipes usher the president into the square. The moment they start to play, the military, the armed forces get the signal that indeed the CNC is around. Their special sound ushers him into the square. And any moment from now, you'll hear their very unique display distinctive sound.
That's the wife of the president.
Oh, yes.
Aisha Buhari.
The wife of the president is here. It's interesting that they arrived separately. The wife of the president is arriving by herself this time around.
That the kind of protocol that ushers in the president perhaps is only for that office.
Indeed.
And as such that they might have to ride in different vehicles. But now this shows us something. They left the house almost at the same time, but they're arriving on this ground at just a few seconds apart. So indeed, the moment is almost upon us, Chamberlain Markwe, and the hour is almost here. And from the schedule, in the next 40 minutes, power will change hands. We shall be having a new president. Oath taking, swearing in will happen, and of course, the new president will take to the stand. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're waiting for that moment.
It's what time does. Time. So what a moment in history that is for the country and those involved in it.
Well, the last moments now for anybody who hasn't arrived to quickly arrive.
Yeah.
You can see right there the governor of Imo State arriving there with his wife. One of the states where an inauguration will not be happening today because they have an off-season election. He's still governor until much later this year when another election will be happening in his state. So last moments right there for those who have not yet arrived. You also still see, I mean, attention is on the state box right now, but what you cannot see other parts of the square where lots of people have been arriving in their numbers. As we speak, the square is currently almost saturated by the people, the dignitaries who have been invited for these occasions, and Nigerians and non-Nigerians alike from all walks of life in different parts of the square are already seated, taking their seats as the bus is bringing them from the old parade ground where they have been told to converge upon. And you can still see there that lineup. Oh yes, they're trying to show you Nigerians from all walks of life who are currently waiting for the event to start. But you can also still see there that lineup and the security cordon that has been done, waiting in arrival for the president, the CNC, who is expected anytime soon to be in the square. And I can tell you that when he comes, his presence will not be mistaken for that of any other person who has arrived, because the bagpipes will immediately usher him with a distinct and very special sound. Gentlemen.
Absolutely. When you said Nigerians from Oshe to, I mean, we're seeing people from across the world. I can see persons from, obviously from Asia.
Asia, yeah. You don't want to say China. But yes, Asia.
Yeah, and all different persons from across the globe witnessing this very important occasion. You can see as much as seats are provided, I mean, this kind of event will also cut this kind of arrangement where people will love to just stand and just, you know, feel. I mean, when you're on this ground, there is a sense that this ground wants you to walk around. You want to just move around the ground. I don't know whether you feel the same.
But now they have to ensure that they look before they walk, because right now heavy security cordon and blankets in and around the square. Of course, for this purpose, it's very much understandable why that is the case. So, but all of them are all there waiting for the president, just while they're waiting for the president's convoy to arrive, which we can hear now.
And a lot of people still arriving.
That's the president's siren, the convoy.
And now you can hear the siren.
Yes.
You can hear the siren.
So he's on his way.
Unmistakable. You can hear the siren, and any moment from now, the siren.
This is the loudest that we have heard today. And perhaps also the ones with a difference.
Yes, indeed. Well, in a moment, those sirens will calm down.
And everyone will be on their feet.
This is just outside of the perimeters of the Eagle Square, just behind the road that leads from the presidential villa up to the Eagle Square. This is what you see now. The outriders leading the president, the CNC, the #1 citizen. It's going to be for another hour or so or less. But then, for the moment, Malcolm, the nation is waiting, the world is watching, and yet we will be seeing what will become a very historical moment in Nigeria.
They're right here in the square now.
Absolutely.
They're right here in the square now. You might see a mini display. You might be seeing a mini display of the outriders. And any moment from now, the sirens wailing will give way to the distinctive bagpipes, which will usher in the president. You can already see them standing at attention, waiting.
Wow, what a scenario that is. A beautiful sight.
Yes, the police officers on horseback. Those are police officers on horseback, holding the Nigerian flag, hoisting the Nigerian flag, marching in and bringing in the president, the CNC. Yes, indeed. They're leading his entourage there into the Eagle Square. Any moment from now, they will be in here.
Of course, this might be the longest drive from the house for the president for the final moment when he will be carrying that title and when he will be able to sound a command to the Nigerian military. That is the vehicle conveying President Muhammadu Buhari.
You might wonder what kind of emotions will be going through his mind. What will he be thinking now?
His smiles will be different. His thoughts are going to be wider than normal because he's going to be thinking about so many things at the same time.
When he walks on that
memories
carpet
and flashes of past events of the last 8 years will keep coming to his mind.
8 years in a flash.
I'm telling you, this is a moment when your mind will play more than a videotape or a computer machine just in seconds. It plays you so many memories and images at the same time. And there we have it.
There you go. So
this
it's going to be a
moment.
So historic one.
Yeah.
Been led in by policemen on horseback.
Nobody gets this kind of honor or this kind of what would you call it? A military parade before them than the president, and this is what a lot of people campaign for.
Because I mean, we saw the pace with which the advanced team came through, but this, you have to just take it in.
Very regal, very solemn, coming in gradually into the square for the last time as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. And any moment from now, he will highlight from that vehicle and go and take his salute, and then the national anthem will be played in full. We heard it played an abridged version for the Vice President for the last time as Vice President, and we'll be hearing it in full, which will also signal the commencement of this event today.
All right. That is the buzz of the military music that is playing in the background. So ushering him. So you said the bagpipe is already, they're taking their position and they're already playing their thing there. And this is solemn. This is majestic. This is deliberate. And this might be slower than usual, but it's for a purpose. This is going to be the final moment when President Buhari will walk into this arena or drive into the arena. An interesting thing is it might not even be convened with the same vehicle that took it, that brought him here back.
No, he will not.
Yeah, it will not. Yeah. At least for what we know, the coat of arms will not be on that vehicle any longer. And even the chair upon which he will be sitting for the next 40 minutes, it may not be what he will be sitting going forward. This is the traditional and the protocol for which this transition period of our process will take.
So the entire Eagle Square beholding this moment in history where the President, Muhammadu Buhari, will be handing over to the President-elect, Bola Tinubu, for a historic moment. That's the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and that's the President being welcomed by the SGF.
Muhammadu Buhari, a former military general who had sway as a former head of state in this country before the 1983 election, and now he's back. He was back in the country in its run for election 4 times before winning it in 2015, and back to back sworn in as a civilian